and misrepresentation. For example, imagine, so we have person A and B. Okay, now A is selling a car to B, stating that this car has super working engine and it does not even met any accident. That is, A is reselling this car to B. Okay, but what has already happened is the car has already met with accident, but it is not known to B. Okay, so there should not be any misrepresentation of terms. Okay, so this all comes in this concept. The next one is lawful object. The object of an agreement must be lawful and it should not be illegal. Okay, illegal we know, and there should not be any selling of any illegal drugs or something. So this is what a lawful object. And next, agreement not declared void. Now let us see what is valid agreement. An agreement is valid if it satisfied essential elements of an offer, acceptance, and consideration. Which will, when we'll be telling the agreement is a valid agreement, we should have an parties, and both the parties should have something in written, that is, they should have a consideration and acceptance should be there, and the capacity of entering into the contract should be, they should have that. Okay, so this all comes in a valid contract. Now what is void contract? It lacks of these essential elements. This is just opposite of it, misrepresenting the terms and coercion, like forcing somebody to sign the contract and uh, involving into illegal activities. Everything comes, the fraud, everything comes in this void agreement. Now we'll enter into the example. Now Alex and Jami agree to exchange their used bicycles. Alex give Jami his bicycle and Jami will give Alex his bicycle in return. Now both the parties agree on exchange. Bicycles are not stolen or illegal. They both have the capacity to enter into the contract. They are both legal age and eventually competent. For example, imagine A is a person. Now we'll take this example itself. Alex and Jami, they are above 18 and they have capacity to enter into the contract, and the bicycles are not stolen and it does not involve any illegal activity. They are making an agreement. They are reselling the bicycle. Okay, each other exchanging. So there is not a problem. Now outcome. This is a valid agreement. Outcome, not void. The agreement is valid, not declared void. It fulfills the basic elements of, what are the basic elements of contract we have? Offer, acceptance, consideration, and legality. Okay. So now we'll see void agreement. So for example, if Alex and Jami agrees to exchange bicycles, but one of the bicycles is stolen or it involves illegal activities, means the agreement would be void because it involves illegal elements. Okay, if both the parties they have capacity to enter into the contract and they are above 18 and they have sound mind and they have written in they have consideration, they have acceptance, then it comes in a valid contract. For example, if one of the bicycle is stolen and it involves an illegal activity, automatically that is converted into a void agreement. Okay, so this is what one of the element. What is the element? Agreement not declared void. Yes. Next one, certainty and possibility of performance. The agreement must be certain and not vague or indefinite. If it is vague or not possible to ascertain its meaning, it cannot be enforced. For example, Sarah agrees to sell her car to Mike for $5,000. They specify the car's make, model, and condition in their agreement. Now, this contract is clear because detailed exact item being sold, price and condition. So both parties know what is expected of them and making the contract enforceable. Now Sarah, she agreed to sell her car to Mike and she is giving the detailed information which is very true. Okay, the car make and a model and condition, everything she has submitted, and it does not involve any illegal activity and she is not lying also. Okay, so that is uncertain. Now for example, lack of certainty. Sarah and Mike agreed to agree that Sarah will sell a car for reasonable price, the contract is certainty because reasonable price is ambiguous. Without a specific price or clear term, it is difficult to enforce the agreement. For example, in previous thing we have seen, see, Sarah agrees to sell her car to Mike for $5,000. Now it is clear the car Mike will be clear in terms of money, okay? And that is how much he's going to pay to Sarah. Then the car make and model. Now it is in proper contract, it is enforceable by law. The next one, see, contracts with lack of certainty. Sarah is telling to Mike that I'm going to sell my car, but there is not any reasonable prices. Okay, so it will not, so without a specific price or clear terms, it is difficult to enforce in the agreement. Next, we have possibility of performance. So now Emma agrees to deliver 1,000 custom-made chairs to company within 3 months. Emma is skilled carpenter with the skill capability to make and deliver the chair on time. Now, possibility of performance. The contract is valid because she has the capability. She has the ability to fulfill the terms. Okay, so the performance is achievable. It's a very normal thing. Possibility of performance. I can able to do. So I'm telling and I'm making also. Okay. The next one. Contracts with impossibility. When will happen? If Emma agrees to deliver 1,000 custom made chair, but then loses her carpentry workshop due to fire or making it impossible to produce a chair, the contract may become void because it is impossibility of performance. Even though she agreed to deliver the product, but some losses happening due to fire or making it impossible, she could not able to produce the chair as when she the date which she had told already, and the contract may become void due to the impossibility of performance. Then finally, we have legal formalities. What are they? The contract may be made by words spoken or written. Okay. The legal effects, there is no difference between contract in writing and contract may be word of mouth. So it may be through word of mouth or written. Now, however, the interest of parties that contract should be in a writing, so that will be very in a safe mode. So there are some other formalities to be completed in order to make agreement legally enforceable. In some cases, the document in which contract is incorporated to be stamped. So that is very important when you make any contract between two parties. You make sure that contract is incorporated to be stamped. The next one, in some other cases, the contract besides being a right written one has to be registered. So that is very important. Okay, so this sort of thing you have to follow. Then what is a written agreement? It's a very normal thing. If John agreed to buy a house from Allies for two lakh dollars to ensure the contract is enforceable, they put the agreement in writing and both signed. Okay, that is a legal thing. A sale of real estate must document it in writing and signed by both the parties. The written contract serves a proof. If you're making any contract, if you have in a written format, it is like an proof, no? So that is very important. Contract with oral agreement. John and Alice agree to house sale verbally without putting in a writing. So the contract may not enforce by law because due to the legal requirement of a written agreement is in a real estate transaction. For real estate transactions, it is a requirement that if you are entering into the contract, you should have that written document. Okay. Next, signatures. So Jane and Robert enter the contract where Jane will provide a marketing services to Robert's company for 6 months. So what will happen if Jane is a person and Robert is a person? They are entering the contract where Jane will provide a marketing services to whom? Robert's company for 6 months. Now in that scenario, both the parties should sign the contract. Okay. Like contract with no signature. If Jane and Robert agree on marketing services but do not sign any agreement, it might lack of enforceability. Yes. So that's all about the essential elements of valid contract.